Welcome to the bold analysis. The fifth president of Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, is going to Nyanza and is going home. I have seen Nyanza governors calling on residents to come out in large numbers and embrace the president, welcome him. And just like other Azimio leaders who embrace the president, we are also making keen observation on what Jalango will bring to Janam. Janam is Leka. Jalango is present, where President Ruto comes from. Now, some of us understand. So, it's a very, the village, or rather the three counties of Siaya are preparing to welcome the man they never voted for. And that's our democracy. And another gentleman, friend of mine in uniform, asked me, Kevin, why is Babaman silent about this tour? I also think about it. Why do you think Babaman is silent about this tour? And he's not silent. He's actually just playing tactical retreat. And that's what I call bit of intelligent silence, because that silence is equally very important. In this video, I want to show you why Raila is silent about President Ruto's tour, especially not going in public and speaking about it. I have seen the former Kisumu governor, Honorable Jack Ranguma, them doing politics with William Ruto's tour. And there is a narrative that they have, I listened to him saying somewhere today, that President Ruto is taking loose to canon what Raila vouched for from the 2017 general election. And Raila never said that the person that was taking them to canon had to speak the Luo. So he was simply saying that they have brought delivering people from Canaan, a bit of that. It's some politics in it. And I know that there are two factions, there are two narratives as Ruto goes to Nyanza. Number one is a narrative by Luo rebels, not Luo rebels, by Raila Odinga rebels, the Migunas, the other leaders like Jakranguma, that team, who believe that because Raila is not going with President Ruto in Kisumu or rather in Nyanza, they're the people that have brought President Ruto. They believe and they want to tell the people that Ruto is in Nyanza courtesy of them. That is one. Number two, there are elected leaders, county governments. I realize in Siaya is going to be hosted by our governor, James Orengo, same as the one in Homa Bay, even though he's also going to attend some funerals, so we expect from the funeral hear some speeches on what happens here and there. So, what is going to happen is that elected leaders have took a very important position that I really like. The position of asking for development, asking for roads, airstrip. Pondo Kaloma was talking about airstrip. We have some development projects that are also going to be launched in Siaya. It's because that is the responsibility of the political leadership. Because to the leaders, county government, people who are elected, maybe through ODM, William Ruto cannot fix their politics, cannot fix them politically. So they have no option but to talk development. But then the rebels, they think Ruto can fix them politically, making sure that they have things on table anyway. And that is their stand. So those two factions are there. I've realized categorically I have confirmed exclusively that the county government of Siaya was not involved on the billboards. And so it was from the guy is from Nairobi. Many of us from different parts of the country, all the people in this country, people in this country, are looking at this trip with keen interest, and of course with feeling that Raila's hand is not in it. Raila is quiet and is not commenting about it, but I think as you see ODM leaders embracing and being part of it, there is some communication that is going on. But these are political discussions. It's coming at a point where there is a heated political discussion on Raila passing over the baton, either to the Luo transition or even at the Azimio wing. So Raila, and personally, I'm also going to follow this to find out my own judgment, just to make observations to see, do Nyanza region still have the vibrance in terms of politics? I know they're going to turn out in their lambas to welcome the president, but I want to see the vibrance. Are they still active or not? And that will be very good to judge it naturally without the input of Raila, where Raila said, Tokeni, Tokeni mkaribishe nini. What Raila says now, where he says, Tokeni mkaribishe, that silence still works. But we will want to see it coming out naturally. Kwamba hakuna mtu aliwaambia mtoke, ni Ruto mwenyewe aliwaambia, and maybe the county government, so rather the other leaders down there. And so I want us to look at these 4 observations that you keep on, and why Raila have taken that tactical silence from William Ruto's tour in the region. I know someone might ask me, is he supposed to talk? It's not a must he talks, or it's not a must to make a comment, because president has been going everywhere. But as of the tradition, when president was in Western, you saw that all the Western leaders, even those who are in Azimio, like our senior elder Atwoli, was embraced president there. Same to Mombasa and other regions. So there is nothing new and there is nothing different with Nyanza not embracing that. Ruto is making rounds to try to cement the country together, and that is really in order. Raila is making a very good decision to make sure that we avoid sideshows and stop politicizing William Ruto's tour in Nyanza. I have said it over and over again. We are here in Nairobi. I wish I would go, but I was a little bit held up. But what we want to report are not stories of sideshows. We want to report and we want to talk to the country about what president has promised those places or what he has taken there, just like the same way when he goes to the other regions and other areas, they talk about development projects. There are a bit of here and there, but in Nyanza, the dramas are not going to help anyone in the counties. And so Raila's decision to keep silent is interesting for me, because with that, we will judge president in terms of what he says or what brings for the region. Then, number 2, Raila is silent because of he's trying to avoid a handshake propaganda by Ruto's handlers. Let me take it. We've been in this country, and so we understand ourselves better. If Raila was to come out and give a statement that, look here, Nyanza, call a press briefing, Nyanza, karibisha Ruto, do this, do that, technically, what the newspaper headlines will splash the next day is Raila handshake or Raila that. It will be a narrative of a Raila truce. So that, according to me, maybe we are making observations, and we are waiting to. I'm really waiting for, in terms of politics, what Ruto is going to say about that. Maybe he's going to make some vijembe here and there, speaking about it. But he did not want the handshake agenda to come up, so that if the president is making his tour there, it's wise you distance from it. It become personal or it becomes the national government affair. And of course, there is also the Thanksgiving bit by Owalo. So when Raila comes up, and saying tunamkaribisha nini, and Ruto, one of the things is going there for Thanksgiving ceremony. So what will people interpret? It would actually interpret that Raila has gone that direction. And that is not something that people want to hear now. Not only, even on Raila's side, but it will also be it will also put the president, I want to believe the president have made a call to Raila, of course, I can tell you that. Of course he has made a call. And maybe Raila have said, karibisha waenda, and going out in public, even the Rigathi Gachagua that hate, I am not afraid to say Rigathi hates Raila, will start becoming uncomfortable with even William Ruto now. Because we'll see handshake or out wanaongea, it's very insecure. So it's a very critical thing. And Raila did not want that trip to Nyanza in attempts to turn it as an event of it's a county, it's a national government going there to do his things, but that is not his opportunity for him now to engage with William Ruto. Ni kama because unasikia mgeni anakuja kwenyu, sasa ndio unataka umuongeleshe, because Raila is a national leader. So him going to embrace Ruto there publicly will not really serve well, and he's just right for the county government leaders and the other elected leaders in the region to embrace the president. And that's enough, because those people are also going to get his nod. I don't think there is a problem with that. Lastly, the tactical absence is also important to avoid a rebuff or a debacle with the Nyanza rebels. The Migunas and the rest of the team, they are already coming out to welcome the president and make all the statements about it. Anything Raila will say, because for them they believe, like Odoyo for them they believe that for them to make a name they must attack Raila. So they will take this opportunity to gain visibility by respond to anything that Raila says on a reaction from Raila Odinga about William Ruto's tour. So for me, I am glad that he has decided that everything is tactical. Make that tactical silence. If they're going to have a colorful conversation, maybe by the President Ruto, it ends there. We're not going public. With Raila's voice in it, it turns the whole thing. It doesn't become more of a Nyanza tour, but more of a Raila Ruto affair. So that should not be it. It should be about what Ruto is taking to the county of Homa Bay, what he has for Siaya, what he has for Kisumu, and the beautiful people, peace-loving people of Nyanza. We want to tell the good stories about the region because we have shown refrain. And I want to urge, lastly, to karibishe Jarango. Yes, let's embrace the president. Kikukuruiwa msituaibishe nyinyi mko huko chini. Asanteni sana.